of inheritance and variation. Today we are going to see the next topic of this chapter, and it is one of the important topic of this chapter, and that is dihybrid cross. Clear? Okay. So first, this dihybrid cross is also known as inheritance of two genes, right? Initially we saw about the monohybrid cross where it is also said to be inheritance of one gene. But here, as we can see that we are going to see dihybrid, that means di means two. For this reason, it is also known as inheritance of two genes, right? So first is two parents differed into two pairs of contrasting traits, right? Contrasting traits means they both of them are opposite to each other, right? So here the two parents, both parents are differed in both the contrasting traits, right? The contrasting traits here we are going to see in the example which is given in your textbook is seed color and seed shape, right? So we are going to take two different types of genes. One is for the seed color and the second one is for the seed shape, right? Here in the after this slide, when we will see the next example, right? The gametes where capital RY will be the dominant one, and where it will be small y, it will be recessive one. As you all know that dominant means it is dominant over the recessive one. That means the dominant expresses and the recessive does not expresses, right? In the F1 generation, what we are going to get is capital R, capital Y, small y. That means when the parents are going for the crossing over, the gametes are merging with each other, and when the gametes merge, they form the F1 generation, and that will be the combination of two of the parents, right? The phenotypic ratio of this cross is 9:3:3:1, right? With the use of Punnett square, we will understand that how we are getting this phenotypic ratio. This phenotypic ratio is round yellow, that is 9, ground green, that will be 3, wrinkled yellow will be 3, and wrinkled green will be 1. Now we will see that why from two parents how these four different types of ratios are found. Clear? Okay. So here it is. These are the parents, right? This is the yellow and brown. You can see the color of this seed is yellow and the shape of this particular seed is round, right? So here capital Y, capital R depicts what? Yellow round. Here you can see the seed is not round in shape, but it is wrinkled in shape, right? And the color of that seed is green, right? So this particular seed is going to depict another contrasting trait other than this, and that will be wrinkled green. So we are having two parents. The first one, that is this one, which is having the genotypes capital Y, capital R. It is going to depict what? Round yellow, or we can say yellow round. Here we are going to see that small y, small r is going to depict what? Wrinkled green. Now we are having the two parents. With these two parents, we are going to go for the crossing over, and we are going to get two types of gametes. One will be capital Y, capital R, right? So from one single parent, two different genes. So one from Y and one from R. So this particular gamete is having both the genes of the two different characters, that is the seed shape and the seed color, right? Same way from here also small y and small r is there. So for this reason, what happens now? These two of the gametes are having what? The two different types of characters genes, right? So these are the gametes. Now we are going for the crossing over of this gamete. So what we are forming is capital Y, small y, capital R, small r, right? In your textbook, first R is given. So if you are writing first Y or R, it doesn't matter, right? So R and capital Y is showing the dominance over the small r and small y. But here as no small r y is present, for this reason this will be same as the parent, right? That is the yellow round. Next will be capital Y, capital R, small r. Now here capital Y is there. For this reason there will be dominance of Y. That means it will be yellow in color. But here capital R and small r is present. So both the genes are present. But here the small r is not expressive and the capital R is expressive. For this reason it will be round in shape and it will be yellow in color, right? So even though this small r is present but it does not express it, so we can say the capital R is dominant over the small r. For this reason this one will be also yellow round. Here also we can see capital Y, capital R, small r, right? So here what happens? Both of them are capital Y, so it is going to form the yellow color. Capital R, small r, just same as this. What happens? The capital R is dominant over the small r, and for this reason what happens? The round shape is seen. Next we are going to see capital Y, small y, capital R, capital R. So here two capital R there. For this reason they are round in shape. And here one capital Y and one small y is present, but the capital Y is dominant over the small y, and for this reason it is going to form what? Yellow in color, right? Here we are going to see, you can see that this all are round in shape, but this is not round in shape, but even though it is yellow in color. So let's see how this is formed, right? So here capital Y is there, but small r is there, right? So there will be two different types of genes. Capital Y, which is going to depict what? Yellow color, right? So that means the color of the seed is yellow. But small r, there is no other capital R or there is no other gene which is expressing. For this reason, two of them expresses, that is small r, which is the particular gene for the seed shape, that is wrinkled. So here the color will be yellow as the capital Y is present, but small r is there, so it is not going to be round in shape, but it will be wrinkled in shape. So the capital Y is from the yellow round parent, and the small r is from the wrinkled green parent, right? So for this reason, even though yellow color is observed, but the seed will be not in round in shape, but it will be wrinkled shape, right? Same way, here you can see three different types. Now see, as you seen this, same way this and this. So three of them will be same as what I explained for this, and these three are going to be the same. Here you can see that they are round in shape, but their color is green. So let's see how this happens, right? So small y, capital R. So capital R, it is going to depict what? The round shape of the particular seed. So round shape will be formed, and small y, that is the depicting the green color, right? So what happens? As this is having no capital Y, for this reason no yellow color is formed, but instead small y is present. So it is going to express what? Green color. So as the capital R dominance is shown, what happens here? The seed will be round in shape, but the color will be green. So same way, for this two also what happens? This also occurs as small y, capital R, small r. So here what happens? Capital R is dominant over the small r, and this depicts what? The capital Y is going to show what? The green color, and capital R is, as it is dominant over the small r, this R is for round shape, and as it is dominant, the shape of the seed will be round, right? So this all 16 things are formed, right? This all 16 types are formed, and as it is, you can see that the number of boxes over here is 16. So here I have shown the ratio of this particular cross on the ratio of 16, right? So what happens? Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So 9 will be the seeds which will be yellow round. So I have written 9 out of 16 are yellow round. Next will be, let's count green round, right? So that is 1, 2 and 3. So 3 out of 16 will be green round. Then we are going to see yellow wrinkled, that is 1, 2 and 3. So I have written again that 3 out of 16 are yellow wrinkled. And the last is 1, which is same as the parent, right? slide, what it is shown that 9:3:3:1 ratio is observed. So in the previous slide, what happens? The 9:3:3:1 ratio is observed. Okay. The next topic is chromosomal theory of inheritance. Right. Now we are going to shift to this topic, and that is chromosomal theory of inheritance, where chromosomes are involved. Right. So this theory was introduced and to understand that how chromosomes are involved in the particular process of inheritance, right? So chromosomes as well as genes occur in pairs, right? So here first point of this topic is what? That the chromosomes as well as the genes, both of them, they both occurs in pairs. Even the chromosomes are also present in the pair as well as the genes are also present in pairs. Two elements of a gene pair are located on homologous chromosomes, right? Means homologous chromosomes means those type of chromosomes which are having the same size, right? Same, homo means same. So same type of chromosomes are going to have same types, that means same type of gene pair having the two alleles, right? Now what are chromosomes? So they are the structures present in the nucleus that appear as double and divide just before each cell division. So chromosomes are present in the nucleus, and in the nucleus what happens when the cell is about to divide, right? When the cell division is going to take place, what happens? This chromosomes gets doubled, and when they gets doubled, they equally distribute themselves into the two different cells, right? Which is, that is, one cell is divided into two parts, that is the process of mitosis. So what happens here? If the two cells are divided, the chromosome levels in both of them will be equal, right? So before the cell division, what they do is they appear as double and they divide before the cell division. The chromosome movement was observed in meiotic cell division. Now there are two types of division. First is mitosis and the second is meiosis. The mitosis is said to be the equational division, as the equal parts are formed of a particular cell. The second type is meiotic cell division or meiosis, that is said to be the reduction division, because the initial parent will be diploid in number, but when the offsprings or the daughter cells are formed at the end of meiosis 2, 4 daughter haploid cells are formed. Haploid means it is the half of the parent, and for this reason, as the reduction takes place in the daughter cells, for this reason it is said to be the reduction division. So the chromosome movement was first initially observed in the meiotic cell division, or we can see the reduction division. Two scientists were there, that Sutton and Boveri. They argued that pairing and separation of a pair of chromosomes would lead to segregate of pair of character. Now if for a particular character, what we need is a particular gene, and this Sutton and Boveri, what they did is they argued, and what they argued, that the pairing and separation, right? The pairing of the chromosomes as well as the separation of the pair of chromosomes, they both of them would lead to the segregation of a pair of character. That means if one of the say for example the chromosomes are present in pair. Now if one of the pair is detached from it, so what happens? It creates a what we can say a deficiency, right? So here what happens? So when a pair is segregated, so along with the pair, what happens? The genes are also segregated, and for this reason a particular character which is expressed by that particular gene is being not expressed. The alleles of a gene pair are located on homologous sites on homologous chromosome. Now where these alleles of particular gene pair is present, so it is present on a homologous sites. That means those sites which are common or which are same in both the pair of chromosomes, right? And those both the chromosomes are said to be homologous chromosomes, right? Okay. So to understand the chromosomal theory, right, what we are going to see this diagram where the meiosis is taking place, and through meiosis 4 germ cells are formed, and these 4 of the germ cells are having different types of chromosome numbers, right? Initially we are having 4 different types of chromosomes: a yellow, brown, green and red, right? You might can see, right, the proper colors of this. So these 4 types of different chromosomes are observed in which phase? G1 phase. You have already studied the cell cycle in 11th science chapter number 10, that is the cell cycle, or we can say the cell division things, right? So in the G1 phase, what happens? They are present individually, right? But when we are going for the G2 phase, when they enter into the G2 phase, what they do is they double themselves. So the doubling takes place. For this reason, the pairing of the chromosome is occur. When the pairing gets completed, what happens? It enters into the meiosis 1, that is the cell division. Of which type of cell division? Meiosis, that is reduction division. When the meiosis 1 takes place, in the anaphase phase, what happens? They forms bivalent. That means they both comes nearer to each other and they form a structure like this, and this type of structure is said to be bivalent. Again, in this portion, what happens? They both of them, as bivalent means this portion goes in this pole, this portion goes in this pole. So what happens? Both of the chromosomes are separated at two different types of poles. Next, what happens? When this two of the chromosomes or a pair of chromosomes moves at the two different poles, the cell divides. After the anaphase, which phase comes? The telophase, right? In the telophase, what happens? The two cell divides. So here we complete what? The meiosis 1. So upon meiosis 1, what happens? The two cells are divided. And when it is divided, they are entering into the meiosis 2. And when the meiosis 2 is taking place, what happens? Again in the anaphase, this same condition is observed, but here as the pair was present, here the pair is getting separated. And this again splits into two different, this cell divides into two, this cell divides into two. So total number of cells which are formed, that will be 4, and each of the 4 cells will be having the 4 different types of chromosome pairs, or we can say homologous chromosomes, right? So initially it was present like this in one single cell, but this was being carried out to the 4 different germ cells, and these 4 different germ cells are having 4 different types of chromosomes. So this explains that meiosis and germ cell formation in a cell with 4 chromosomes. Can you see how chromosomes segregate when germ cells are formed, right? So they are segregating by first going into the G2 phase, then they enters into the meiosis 1, and in anaphase 1 they are separating from each other. That is, the pairs get separated, and when the pairs get separated, they enter into the meiosis 2. When they enter into the meiosis 2, what happens? They again forms in the anaphase, they again goes to the poles, and therefore divide them into 2. That means one cell divides into 2, the second cell divides into 2, and they forms the 4 different types of germ cells. So this is nothing but the chromosomal theory of inheritance. Clear? Okay. The next topic of this chapter, that is linkage and recombination. Okay. So the linkage and recombination. Linkage means, now we are going to see all this, both the term in detail with example, right? So first we are going to see that who carried out and why he carried out, right? So Morgan carried out several dihybrid processes in Drosophila to study sex-linked genes, right? So linkage and recombination, it is very useful to study what the sex-linked genes, right? And who carried out the several experiments? It was Morgan, right? Morgan hybridized yellow-bodied white-eyed female to brown-bodied red-eyed male and interposed their F1 generation, right? So he took two, one male and one female, right? The male was brown-bodied and red-eyed. That means the body of the male was brown color and the eyes were red. The female, he mated this particular male with the female containing which characters? The female was yellow bodied with white eyes, right? So what happens now when they were intercrossed with each other? What happens? They showed both the genes were crossed with each other, and it formed the F1 generation, and that F1 generation was intercrossed with each other. When intercrossed with each other, what they observe is that two genes did not separate independently, right? In some cases, what happened? We are going to see the example of this in detail. So at that moment, you will very well understand this, that how they are not separating independently. It is linkage which is linked with this particular part. When the two genes in a dihybrid cross were situated on same chromosome, the proportion of parental gene combination was much higher than the non-parental type. So here what happens? When the two genes in the dihybrid cross, when they were crossed, what happens? When they were situated nearly to each other, what happened? So the proportion of parental gene combination, that is parental, that means the particular gene which are present in the parents, right? That combination was comparatively higher than the non-parental type. Non-parental type we can depict as recombination. Parental type combination means that is observed from the parents, right? So here what happens, when the particular genes are present nearby to each other, then the chances of recombination is very less. And when the genes are present far from each other, what happens, they are doing, the amount of recombination is low. Okay. So the linkage and recombination, right? Linkage means it is a phenomenon where two or more linked genes are always inherited together in the same combination for more than 2 generations, right? So what happens? Two linked genes are always inherited till the 2 generations. That means from one generation it is passing continuously in that particular pair for other 2 generations, and that is what the linkage. Linkage term was coined to describe the physical association of genes. So linkage was termed for carrying out or for understanding that how the physical association of the genes with each other is carried out, right? So linkage is very important term when we are going to understand that how the genes are inherited, right? The recombination is the generation of non-parental gene combination during dihybrid process called recombination. That means if the particular genes, they are already present, right? The non-parental type means the parental type that is coming from the parent, but the parent, then it is forming F1 generation, and that F1 generation is going for the recombination, that is known as what? Recombination of that particular gene. Nowadays, genetic maps are used in sequencing of the genome, right? The example is you can go or you can search, that is Human Genome Project, right? That is HGP. So here genetic maps are used, right? They are forming the whole sequence of the genome of a particular organism, and that is said to be the genetic maps, right? So now we are going to see the example where we are going to see this is the cross A and this is the cross B, right? First we will see the cross A. Now you may see this particular Y and W, right? Here I have shown you 2 types of Y and W. Here I have not shown the plus sign, but here I have shown the plus sign, that is depicting the dominance. Means wherever the Y and at the top if the plus sign is present, then it is said to be what? That it is dominant, and here it is recessive one, right? So here the parents are yellow white, and here this is the wild type, right? So yellow white, that is yellow, the gene for yellow is small y, and for white it is small w, right? The wild type is having again those 2 genes, but they are dominant over the recessive ones. Now these 2 gametes are when merged with each other, what happens? They form the F1 generation, and in the F1 generation what they got is the mixture of this. So the wild one came in this portion, and this one yellow colored portion or yellow colored gene went to this. So this, as this was containing wild type, this was dominant over the recessive one, and for this reason this was depicted as the wild type, and this was said to be the yellow white because here no other dominance was observed. Now from this F1 generation, what they did is they went for the parental type as well as the non-parental type, that is recombinant, right? So the parental type was observed to be the 98.7%, and the recombination was observed, that is was 1.3%. Why is it was so? Because the genes were located very near to each other. For this reason, the ratio of recombination is very less, right? So here what happens? These are the 4 different types of gametes which are formed upon the F1 generation, right? So what happens here? One will be the yellow, that one will be the wild type, one will be the yellow white, that is same as this. So these both will be same, and the other 2 in the recombinant one, what happens? Here one gene will be of blue color, that is the wild type, that is Y plus, and here it will be small w. So half of the portion of that will be of one parent, and half of the portion will be of the wild type, right? So it is forming white because the gene for W is there. Next is here it will be yellow white because it will be same as the parent, and the second one will be yellow in color because here small y is present, when some part of yellow is there and other part of blue is there, right? So even though the dominance of white is there, but yellow is observed because here what will be present? The yellow one, right? So the more portion of yellow is there, for this reason, even though the recombination is observed, even though the W plus is present, the color of this particular gene will be yellow, right? So from these four types of gametes, we are going to get the F2 generation, and this F2 generation is formed how? That one will be the same, one will be yellow, right? One will be blue, right? So this one of this two of them will be present like this. One will be this both of them, that is yellow and yellow. That is going to form the yellow white. The third will be the recombination type, that is this one, that it is going to form the white one. But here instead of this one, what will be present? The yellow one. So here the combination, comparatively here it is white because the W is having the dominance of this particular parent. For this reason this will be white, and here even here the W is having half of the portion of W is there, that is the recombination is there, and here the capital Y is common of this parent. For this reason this will be yellow in color. So this is the cross A, where we saw that the recombination which took place was comparatively less, as the two genes were closely linked with each other, right? The next is cross B, where we are going to take the example of white miniature and wild type. Here you can see that comparatively to these two of the genes are present very far from each other, right? So when we are going for the crossing over of this particular parent, what happens? We are going to get the F1 generation. When we are getting the F1 generation, we are going to get two types, again wild type and the white miniature. But how? That this same procedure as this blue portion comes here and this yellow portion goes there. For this reason, these two are going to form the wild type, because this wild type is dominant over the yellow one, right? And this white miniature forms because here no wild type is present. Now from this F1 generation, parental and recombination are formed, right? So from this four types of gametes are formed. These four types of gametes are when formed. Here the parental type is observed to be 62.8%, or we can say the recombinant. The recombinant is observed to be the 37.2%. So compared to here, the particular recombination ratio is much more higher. So right. So how it is? So here it will be the same as W1, that is the wild type. Here miniature is observed because half of the portion will be of the wild type and half of the portion of them will be the M, that is the yellow one, that is white miniature. But here the gene of miniature is present. For this reason it will be miniature. Here white miniature is observed because both of them are coming from the yellow parent, right? That is the white miniature. Here it will be white because the miniature, the M plus is present but small w is there. That is, this much portion is coming from the white miniature, and as it is containing the gene of W, that is white, this will be white in color. Here you can keep this parent, and if you are keeping this parent, the particular 2W are for white. For this reason this will be white. Here it will be same, 2M will be there of this. For this reason it will be miniature. When after going completion of the F1 generation, these 4 gametes are formed, and from this 4 gametes we are going to get the F2 generation. Same as this, here also what happens? The yellow and blue forms the wild type, as this one is dominant over the blue one is dominant over the yellow one. So this forms the wild type. Here what happens? These 2 of them are going for the recombination part, but here as comparatively the yellow portion is more, and here the miniature, as the 2 of the genes for miniature are same, then it is expressing what? Miniature. Here the 2 of the genes of white are same. For this reason this particular organism will be white. Here this will be the same as the parent, right? That is this, and here this will be white because the blue one is dominant over the yellow one, right? So this was the cross 2 where the recombination took place, which was much more higher than the cross A. So here when the genes are located far from each other, the recombination is more, and when the genes are located nearer to each other, then the recombination rate is less. So I hope you are very clear with this term, that is linkage and recombination, right? So thank you for attending this lecture, and I hope to see you again. Thank you.